Hey, what's up guys, it's Agent Juicy and today we're going to be looking at the iPhone 6s Plus review. Coming from 2014, the iPhone 6s, not much has actually changed visually. To actually know that you have the new iPhone, you have to either look for the S or look for the pink color. That's the only way you'd be able to differentiate the iPhone 6s from the iPhone 6. So that being said, let's talk about the design of the iPhone 6s Plus. So firstly, it has the same unibody design, and the material the iPhone 6s is now made out of is something called 7000 series aluminum, which is stronger. It's reinforced at the volume button, so it's not going to bend or have that bending issues. The guy from Unbox Therapy, he went up to about 80 pounds of force and the device didn't bend. So you could clearly see it's going to be really difficult to bend the iPhone this year. It looks beautiful, it feels awesome in the hand. However, it's still slippery. Even though it's slightly heavier from last year, it still has this slippery body to it. So definitely you want to throw a case on it or put a skin on it. The one design flaw that I've noticed with the iPhone 6s Plus is when you're holding the phone in landscape mode, your finger tends to sort of cover up the speaker grill. It was the same thing that happened last year, and Apple sort of haven't changed anything about it. There isn't a real fix to that as yet, but what I would suggest you do is just try not to cover it up. Okay, so the display in terms of resolution is the same from last year, i.e. 401 ppi, because it's a 1080p display. Apple has added something new to the display this year. It's called 3D Touch, measures the amount of pressure you press on a display. So you could do some really cool things with this. So firstly, if you're gaming, you're going to notice that you could either combine multiple moves into one move by just simply pressing harder on the display. Also, let's say you want to peek into something, you just press on the display. If you're in Instagram, you're viewing a link, you're viewing a map direction, and that's called a peek. And if you press harder on it, you open up the app, and that's what's called a pop. What you'd notice eventually is it's actually pretty helpful for certain things. It sort of helps you speed up simple tasks by doing quick actions, which saves you a bunch of time. At the heart of the iPhone 6s Plus, it runs a A9 chip with 2 GB of RAM, blazing fast. Browsing the web, super fast. Navigating the UI, super fast. Opening all the apps on the iPhone with it not crashing, super fast and brilliant. The one thing that I would have to say about the iPhone 6s is I don't know how it's so fast for a dual core phone, but whatever magic Apple's doing underneath the surface, it's brilliant. That being said, however, just have a look at the benchmarks and compare it to your laptop. You'd quickly notice that the iPhone is it's outperforming everything out there in 2015 at the moment. While we're speaking about speed, the iPhone S fingerprint scanner as well, it's blazing fast, even coming from last year's 2014 iPhone 6. One of the problems with this, however, is it's so fast when you touch it, you sort of blow past the whole navigation or the notification menu on the iPhone, and it's just too fast at the moment. So what I would suggest you do is either use another finger to press it that isn't saved with the fingerprint scanner, or just use the power button and then use from there. But the iPhone's fingerprint scanner this year, oh my god, it's really fast. I thought the Samsung Galaxy S6 was fast, but this is on a whole other level. So let's talk about the cameras on the iPhone 6s. Firstly, Apple has added 4 more megapixels to the front and 4 more to the back. So now you have 5 megapixel at the front camera and a 12 megapixel camera compared to 8 megapixels last year and the 1.2 on the front. Sorry for confusing you there. So that being said, however, the front-facing camera is brilliant. It's smart, it's beautiful. The pictures that come out is really good. Your selfies are going to look boss. Apple has now done something with the screen where you basically get a flash or a front-facing flash, and they call it Retina Flash. What it basically does is convert the iPhone 6s display and basically all the iPhones. So it's sort of gets bright when you take a picture in low light situations, so your pictures look a lot better. And you can see a couple samples here. Now, moving on to the rear facing camera, This is where Apple has sort of done some really magical stuff to the iPhone. It's fast. It's really fast compared to even last year's phone, which I thought was like the fastest focusing could ever get. That being said, however, now it does 4K video, and if you are gonna get the phone to do video, definitely invest in the iPhone 6s Plus, because you get the optical image stabilization, which gives you really smooth video. Also, the 12 megapixel camera now gives you better or sharper images, so if you wanted to do some cropping, it would definitely help that out. Additionally, on top of that, the camera, oh my god, it's natural. It's the most natural camera out there on the market. Pictures are beautiful, and as you could see on these pictures, like, it's sharp, it's tack sharp, it's brilliant. If you were going to get a DSLR camera, I would actually tell you to look at the iPhone 6s before. The reason is the pictures that come out of it is brilliant. It's so good. I can't just look at the pictures, and that's all I gotta say about the iPhone 6. The battery life on the iPhone 6s Plus was stupidly good. If you wake up in the morning at 6 a.m., take it off the charger, and you come back home at 6 p.m., you're still going to have about 50% battery life, maybe even 40% battery life. There was one day between my Thursday and Friday that I actually went 2 days without even charging the iPhone, and I came back home 7 p.m. the next day, and it had like 5 or 6% on the battery life remaining, and that was on LTE. So this has been my review of the iPhone 6s. If you want one, go in the store, buy one. You have absolutely no problem getting the phone. See you guys in the next video. Bye. In a quick wrap up, the battery life on this was absolutely brilliant. The display is gorgeous. The cameras are insanely good. The Touch ID sensor, mind-blowing. And the design, it's something to be desired for. So if you were going to get the phone, do not buy the 16 gigabyte phone. Please do not do that, and just get the 32 gigabyte iPhone 6s Plus. The reason is you get optical image stabilization, which would help you out a lot. Apple has added a new camera feature called Live Photos, which basically shows up on the top of the camera UI. And what it does is basically take a 3-second video, 1.5 before, 1.5 after the picture, and you sort of get like this GIF-like image. I think it's pretty cool. Parents are gonna love this, especially for their kids. But beyond that, I just don't see the whole purpose of having this on. It just takes up a little more memory of your phone. So when Apple said the only thing that changed about the iPhone is everything, they're kind of right. The camera's on the front, new. The display on the front, new. The Touch ID sensor, new. If you turn to the back of the phone now, the design of the phone, 7000 series, aluminum, new. The camera's new. Everything that Apple has done in this is created a new product. The iPhone has sort of been
how the mic,
rebirthed.
the audio sounds. There's water up there, water at the side. 50 pounds of equipment, camera equipment, worth a lot of dough. And it's all these spikes as well. Oh shit. Okay. Check that view out. Oh, okay. Let's get off of here. Pretty sure we get AIDS from that water.